Hi, and welcome back to Foreign Currencies with Scott. I'm your host, Scott. So, we were going to take a look at the London Open, and that's what we're going to do now. We know that our line from the New York close is way down here at the bottom of the screen. And let's just go back to 1700. You can see it started to move away in the up direction, and it has continued to do so. And at 2 a.m. it really took off, and here at 3 a.m. Now, we saw this position just a few videos ago where just before the London Open at 3 a.m., we had a couple of down candles after a long up move, and then by 3 a.m., the trend was back up again over that peak, which is what we see here again. So that is not a good time to enter. So we decide to wait, and then we come over here to 4, and we see that a top of sorts has been made. You can see this one green candle with a very long wick on top, no wick below, and that's a good indicator that we've hit a top, especially when nothing has come close to that. Now, we have here at near 4:30 is a strong red candle that is moving away. So if we have a situation where 20 pips, a 20 pip stop loss that we would use for our stop loss target is above the highest we've been, then that's a really good place to be. So let's just see if that would be the case. So the pair has moved up, so we want to sell to revisit that price. We're going to do that 0.01 lots again, and we're going to say a stop loss of 20, and we'll say a take profit of 40. Stop loss, let's see here. Not sure why I'm able to get this to come up. $20. And let's say a take profit of 40. Okay, we can put in this trade. Okay. All right, so we had a little issue with the app there. The trade was entered but did not show up on the screen, so we just had to exit the app and come back in. And now when we do, they show up. And you can see that our stop loss line, or the dashed line above here, is well away from our peak of the day. So that is good because that means it's harder for the pair to reach. So now our target is twice that, or 40 pips, and it's down here. Ultimately, we could go all the way to our horizontal line to revisit the close of New York, but the easy target to hit is twice the stop loss of 20, which is 40 pips, which is this dotted line down here. Now what we can do with the app is we can just touch on the left center our trade, and it will show us the stop loss line, how much it's worth, $2, and the take profit line, how much it's worth, $4. And you can see that we've made a little movement, but not too much yet. So now we'll just have to wait and see where this goes. But at this point, everything is automatic. We don't need to do anything else to close out this trade. It will either move up where it's never been before, move against us and close out a loss, or it will come back down closer to revisiting the New York close and close out a winner for us. So we'll check in later and see how it's done. All right, welcome back. So we're just going to take a look at our trade and see how it came out. If you look up near the top of the screen, you'll see that our demo balance is now 10,008. from 10,004. So we obviously had a successful trade and were able to hit our take profit of $4 at 40 pips. So let's see if we can see what happens. So we'll press trades there at the bottom and then closed. We'll see that we made the $4. We started at, over on the right, 1.35462 and ended at 1.35062. So 46 down to 06 is our 40 pips, or our $4. So 462 and 062. Let's just take a look at a chart. All right, let's come in here. So we got in at about 4 a.m., as you recall, at 462. So let's do a drawing here for a horizontal line. And 462 down to, oops, really sensitive here. Okay, I had 6.3 and then I moved my finger. So approximately there. So we entered at 4 a.m. on Monday. And you'll see that our take profit was 40 pips below that. So let's draw another line. And we'll look for 062, 135, 062. Oh, that one we got. Okay, so the bottom line here, maybe we should do one more drawing and maybe an oval. Okay, and we'll just select it so we can move around and demonstrate. So this is where we entered. This was our target profit of 40 pips. And this was the closing price of New York on Friday. So let's just see what happened. As we go along here, we can see that we initially started down after our entry at 4 a.m. And then we went back up, but we didn't even hit the high from 4 a.m. Earlier, so we were pretty happy with that. Then we continued on down. And then as the day went on, you can see that it's just kind of consolidating a bit, came up again, went over our entry price, but not close to the stop loss. Let's go ahead and draw in another horizontal line so that we can see that stop loss. So the stop loss wouldn't have been 40 pips like our take profit would have been 20. So that'd be 2.6. So, excuse me, 6.6. So let's go down and yeah, okay, that's good. 6.6. Okay, so there's our stop loss line up here. Okay, so we can see that after 9 a.m. we had a good downtrend there, but still didn't quite get close to our take profit line. And then it went back up again, and there around 10, 11 a.m. it did actually exceed our previous high at 4 a.m., but not by much, and we still weren't in trouble or in danger of going above our stop loss, so it did not knock us out. And then after noon, it went down again. And then down here, you'll see this whole area where it has been coming down, but can't quite seem to get past that. And this is called consolidation. It's consolidating around that price. And you can see that we had done this earlier after 9 a.m., the same kind of price range around 135, 200 here, just couldn't seem to get below that. And so it went back up again, and then did not go up as high as it had earlier. We left for the day and just let it ride. So New York closed and it started going through other markets. It went up high again, but again, not to our stop loss. Then at 9 p.m. or 2100, another new downtrend started. And again, it could not meet our take profit. Let's just see if it's that same area. So it did get a little bit lower, but not quite enough to take us out. then up again. Now you can see when the uptrend happens, it's not even going back to our entry price, which is this horizontal line here. So not only were we not in danger of hitting the stop loss, we didn't even hit our entry price. So we were still with some little amount of profit here. And then starting at 3 a.m. when the London market opened again, we took a downtrend, and now you can see that it did finally hit this area of our take profit. So it did close us out there at 135.062, and we did make our $4 profit. Now what happened after we exited the market is it went up again and then down. And you can see that this is where we are at the moment. It has still not gone down to that Friday market close, but I really changed the shape there, didn't I? Let's just go ahead and can we delete this? Let's just see. There we go. Okay. All right. So we did make that $4. And so we're very happy with that. We had to hold it overnight. And again, sometimes the spread can work against us, but we felt pretty safe in here being below it. But of course, the opportunity was always there for it to go back up and cross our stop loss. But in this case, it did not, and it hit our take profit. So we're very happy, and we will take that $4. Thank you very much. And now our balance is 10,008. All right, so we'll figure out what we're going to do next time, probably set up a trade for a new entry, and we'll see what happens then.